we're way zoomed in on a Bitcoin chart here. This is a 6-hour chart, and we've been way zoomed in. It almost makes me dizzy lately to be tracking Bitcoin. And I just want to be very clear at the beginning of this video. There's not much time left, in my opinion. This is how I see the charts. There's not much time left in regards to Bitcoin opportunity. This cycle, this bear cycle that we've been in, remember, it's been well over a year of just bearishness for crypto. And people get in the habit, I think, of thinking it's just going to last and last and last and go lower and lower and lower. Time is running out. But I digress from that for a moment, and we're going to look at the zoomed out charts to show you exactly what I'm talking about in a minute. I digress to say there's clear room to the downside on the shorter term. We have a target we have not even hit yet in the very short term, 26,000 area. We have just a macro higher low area down to like 22,000. All of these things are in play. And again, it kind of does make me dizzy to keep tracking this day by day, right? Because I think markets lack patience to begin with, and tracking this can be tiresome sometimes, but I like to track it because I like to anticipate these big moves. But if we start zooming out, right, we see the daily chart here. We see the weekly chart even, and we have this macro rising channel. We've been tracking Bitcoin kind of on the weekly right now, getting ready to close below that trend line right there. There's room to the downside. But even in a move like that, if we get downside and we don't get continuation to the upside, we go to this chart, and this is really what I wanted to discuss. This is why time is running out. And please comment below if you do agree with me, because I know there's going to be people that are saying it's clickbait or something like that, or time's not running out. Comment below if you know what I'm saying in terms of Bitcoin. I've been doing videos for over 5 years in regards to crypto, and time goes by very quick, like very, very fast. And so this amount of time, which is just over 300 days until the next Bitcoin halving, is going to go by extra fast. And so, yes, maybe there's downside, but maybe there's upside. Maybe Bitcoin never even sees downside. It's what happens post these halvings that we need to focus on. And I just want to show you very clearly. If we go back, and this also is helpful, I think, in terms of context, the setup in terms of Bitcoin halvings, going into Bitcoin halvings and what to prepare for. But you go back to the 2020 halving here, look what happened. Just Bitcoin ready to explode to new all-time highs. And by the way, this is a chart that I charted back in 2018. I charted it right here. And Bitcoin very much on pace, not perfect, but very much on pace to continue these cycles. And so here I am coming out of this bear market, and I'm saying the same exact thing. I think it's wise to anticipate this general move for Bitcoin. So that's 2020 halving. We see what happens after that, and we're going to look at leading into that, this time frame that we're in right now. We go back to the halving before that, and we can just check it out. 2016 halving. What happened after the 2016 halving? Gains, all-time high, bull market for Bitcoin. And what happened after or before that halving in the 2012 halving? Same exact thing. Gains, all kind of stemming from the lower trend line of this parabolic curve. Now, I want to note, if you actually look at this, the same was true back here, and I was not here doing videos about Bitcoin in January of 2012. I can say that right now. But if you just look, 322 days around the time frame we have left until the next halving, if you look at this, Bitcoin it fell, right? And actually, it doesn't look terrible on the chart, but if you take a price range and you just see how much it fell, that's a 40% dip and just sideways consolidation. You better believe in every one of those red candles, people that were in crypto were probably doubting it. People that were critics of crypto were probably saying, I told you so, in each one of those red candles. But again, if I was doing a video back here or even here, and I said, time is running out, everybody. If you zoom out on this chart, would that have been a correct statement? The answer is yes. And I'm not saying I'm definitely going to be right about this. This is my opinion. This is just how I see things. I genuinely think that time is running out on the Bitcoin chart, and it's happening very quickly. That was a terrible bear market, and that went by very quickly. We go back and we go up to, or I should say forward to this same time frame, 320 days or so before this Bitcoin halving in 2016, 322 days. What was Bitcoin doing? Pretty much bottoming out for the bear cycle. And then it was up from there. You can just see even pre-halving, Bitcoin was up, let alone post-halving. And we all know what happened in that 2017 bull market. And so we go to the next one. here we have most recent context, right? The last bull market. Well, 322 days, 300 some days prior to the 2020 halving, Bitcoin in this swing high before a swing low move. And here's COVID right here. So this chart kind of a little bit rocky, but you can just see time was running out right here in this time frame. And so I know I zoom in on the charts because we do pretty much almost daily crypto videos on this YouTube channel. But in the back of my mind, if I could just start every video that I do when we're zoomed in and we're tracking like these short-term targets and we're trying to just gauge and visualize the next move for Bitcoin, if I could begin every video with this chart and all this context, I would, but it would be too long. It would take me a long time to do this in every video. But this is the point. Right now, we are kind of in this same time frame, 300 plus days before the next halving. And if we even we can right now just take our bars pattern and we can look at this last swing low out of the bear market to swing high. And then we got that big, huge COVID dip going into halving. And then it was off to the races. And let's just put it here, right? So, and let's make it less dramatic. Let's say this is the move for Bitcoin. And let's even say, obviously, let's not assume there's going to be a COVID event, but let's say there's some mass fear event. Let's say it's everything that's going on from a macroeconomic perspective. It just starts beating down on markets one last time. The 2023 recession that is all over the headlines now, finally all over the headlines about recession. Let's say it's just too much. It takes too much of a toll on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's cruising all the way back down to $17,000, and that's still, at the end of this year. The same is true for the statement that I think time is running out for Bitcoin. Because even if this was the chart, do you see the time frame here is so limited compared to what has just transpired? And not only what just transpired, but just the opportunity that has presented itself months and months and months ago, right? So not only has great opportunity already passed, but the opportunity that I think is still there on the Bitcoin charts. And when I say Bitcoin charts, this is applying to all of crypto. This is what I use Bitcoin for, kind of a roadmap to all of crypto. But the opportunity is running out in terms of crypto. And this chart just illustrates it. And the halvings give us no better guide than the Bitcoin halvings in terms of just these cycles and the cycle shifts and how much time is left, right? Because we see this consistency on these Bitcoin charts. So this time frame that we're in right now, I think is crucial. And so I know as I'm doing this video, it's like, I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm not trying to get anybody to buy crypto. This is me tracking my crypto journey. And as I evaluate data, because I need to have a certain level of just confidence and conviction in my investments and what I'm doing, right? And so I evaluate the data. And that's why when I'm talking about the data, I am ultra just serious about things like time is running out. It's not because I'm trying to build urgency for you to do something, but this is simply because I'm watching these charts. I'm tracking my own crypto journey. It's publicly here, right, on this YouTube channel, but it's just the data that I have to kind of evaluate day in and day out as we are zoomed in, right? Because we do that a lot. We zoom in on the charts. And I always say, don't get emotional. And the way that I do that isn't just by looking at the zoomed in charts all the time and just simply reminding myself, don't get emotional. We have our targets, but it's reminding myself of the macro vision, the long-term growth of crypto and what's happening here, and how time and time again, when there's fear in the markets, and I'm talking about the last bear market low, I'm talking about the COVID swing low, I'm talking about the 2015 bear market low, right? When we look at these fear type of areas, and here's another one right here, it becomes so important for me personally to evaluate the data so that there is no emotion, because there's a lot of fear right now. Even right now as I'm doing these videos lately, just because of this red candle that's happening right now, this past week, which closes in 21 minutes, just because of that red candle, people get so negative. They get so wrapped up in just, well, there we go again. Bitcoin's failing, right? This is a 6-hour chart. So that's why I want to step back. We start this new week. We're going to zoom in again going into this week. We're going to track Bitcoin. I'm very curious to see the next Bitcoin move, how this week opens. There's a lot going on that could impact these charts. But I wanted to start here on the zoomed out and kind of just once again bring into perspective the important context to all Bitcoin charts and personally to my own crypto journey and my approach here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great start to the week. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.